This is Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by the Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher, here for a big fight tomorrow night. Joyce against Parker. No guessing who you're supporting tomorrow night. First of all, what did you think of both of them on the scales?
Great to be here first, mate. Great, thanks for speaking to me. But both looking in great shape. Joe Parker is career heaviest, I think, and I think that's. I just think we're in for a treat tomorrow. You know, you just get that fight night feeling the day before. You're just like, this is going to be a hell of a fight.
You were there the whole camp out in Vegas. First of all, what an opportunity for you to get to go there for the whole camp. How was it?
Oh, it's brilliant. I've been there once before, obviously, when I first started out, and it's great to go back and have that little bit of familiarity of where you are and everything, and just learning off Salas, learning off Joe, just watching him, being around him, getting some great rounds in, going to the UFC gym, just being in Vegas. What a place Vegas is. A lot of people in their lifetime don't get to go to Las Vegas, so I'm very grateful for that.
How was it meeting the Bronze Bomber?
Oh, fantastic. I just stood next to him and I just thought, the size of this man. I know he's only like 15 stone, but it's just the longest arms I've ever seen. And like, it's a hard night's work if you've got to fight him. And you just know, like, 1 second, just a flash, and it could be all over. So I just want to see him back. He's fighting Hellenius next, I think.
Yeah, a couple
of weeks. If he wins that, you fight Ruiz. I think they're trying to line up. I still rate Wilder as top 2, top 3 heavyweight in the world. So be excited to see him back in the ring, because you know you're going to get excitement and action.
Did you say to him, let's have a spar? Or?
I said, do you want some? I'll fight you. I'll fight you for a chicken ball. Go on, mate. No, I didn't. I was very well behaved. I know the power of the man. I've got a lot of respect for Deontay Wilder, and his trainer Malik Scott was very friendly as well. And I think that's a great matchup, Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder, especially after talking to Joe, who's been around Malik. He's got a lot of different skills that he can add to Deontay Wilder's game. And I think we saw that in the last Wilder Fury fight, because he did push Fury a lot harder than the second fight, and he could have easily come off with the win there himself, but the Gypsy King prevailed.
How many rounds did you do out there with Joe? I saw you sparring Takam as well.
A lot of rounds. I counted. We've done it all together this camp. I think we've done about 9 or 10 spars, so it's quite a few. But Joe was doing a lot of rounds with Takam as well, like 8, 9, 10 rounds with Takam, who was preparing for Makhmudov and performed quite well against Makhmudov. I think he'd done a lot better than what a lot of people thought, and it's great just to be around that elite heavyweight environment, around Joe Joyce, around Carlos Takam, Deontay Wilder walking around the UFC gym, Michael Hunter walking around. They're the sort of people you want to be looking up to and aspiring to be like, and to be in that environment, that's how you're going to get better, because you're the little fish, you're insignificant, and that's what I like. You're just looking up at these guys, and if I could be half as good as them guys, that'd be great.
Do you feel like going to the US, like sparring out there, is it different to being out here? A lot of fighters say you get sort of more intense sparring out there.
Yeah, it is different. Just even getting interviewed out there is different. Like a lot more blunt, a lot more to the point. I done an interview with the Boxing Voice, and it was just like I was being grilled for an hour.
About what?
Just like, who am I fighting next? What are your plans? What are you going to do? But very to the point, straightforward questions. And it was like an interview, rather like an actual job interview, rather than like a casual talk or talking about boxing in general. But it was great. They're really great interviewers, and just in general, the boxing's a lot. I think it's as you said, some of the sparring can be a lot more intense. You go to Vegas as a boxer because you want to make it big, so everyone's at each other's throats, and it's quite good in a way. It's good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like you say, just getting that exposure as well is good. Obviously, just on this fight, how do you think Joseph Parker's going to approach this tomorrow? He's obviously lighter than Joyce, but how do you think he's going to go about it?
It's a 20 pound. I think it's about 20 pounds difference. I think anyone who fights Joe Joyce, you've got to be. I've said this so many times. It's a 12-round fight. You can't expect to stop Joe Joyce. It's going to be such a difficult task. If he does, hats off to Joe Parker. But he's got he's a great boxer himself. He's been a world champion. He's got the skills to box well and get a points victory. But I just think the relentless nature of Joe Joyce will get to him. A great jab and the reach on Joe Joyce and the stuff he's been working on with Salas. I think that's going to stand in a good stead, and he'll be able to deal with Parker. But it's not going to be an easy ride by no means.
Do you think he can stop Parker? I mean, both men, the most durable possibly in the division, they don't get stopped. So do you think this can end in a stoppage?
I think so. I think it can, like rounds 9, 10 or 11. I think late on Joyce could force a stoppage. And you've got to give credit to Joe Parker's defensive capabilities as well. It's not just that he's durable, it's the fact that he's got defensive skills as well. So it's going to not just be a matter of breaking Joe Parker's will, it's about being able to get to him tactically and strategically as well.
Johnny, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury in talks. Is the fight going to happen, and how does it go if it happens?
I don't know if it's going to happen now, is it? He keeps saying it's going to happen. It's not. I'd never believe anything's going to happen until we see that fight poster on with the date of the venue. I think for me, I'm a massive Tyson Fury fan. I love Tyson Fury. The time he gave me when I was sparring him before the Wilder fight, I've always looked up to him anyway, and he's like millions of people do, and I'm really excited to see what he does and become undisputed. For me, I think he's just got a skill set too much and the willpower a bit too much for Joshua, but that's no disgrace to Joshua. I think in boxing in the British public, I was in a shop the other day and a bit of clip of Joshua came on and someone said, he's a bum, isn't he, Joshua? He's a bum. I'm like, he was not a bum, is he? He's lost to Usyk on points twice. And to go to the distance with Usyk is an unbelievable achievement. So in this country, we're quite quick to criticise people. And Joshua losing to Tyson Fury and losing to Usyk, there's no disgrace in that. But I do think he's just below them two.
Two more. Benn against Eubank in a couple of weeks. Yeah. Who wins?
I think the weight's going to play a big part here, and I think Conor Benn can get the win. And I like Conor Benn. I hope he does, because he's such a nice bloke outside the ring as well. Completely dedicated to his craft, but a really nice man outside of the ring. I like Chris Eubank as well, but I just think Conor Benn, with that weight and not being able to rehydrate properly, I think it's going to be an issue.
And finally, you're back in the ring October 29th, I think I'm right in saying, on the Katie Taylor undercard. Any opponents in line, and what can we expect?
We're trying to get this undefeated guy in. Hopefully can confirm that in the next few days, and then hopefully have a quick turnaround and fight again. But my focus is on winning this fight. That's all that matters. That's what I've done my whole career so far. Just win the next fight. That's the most important thing. And we're in a good place over the sparring from Vegas, and now I can build on that for the next 5 weeks and be ready for the October the 29th.
That'll be the first fight since the injury? No,
that's my second fight. I fought in the against Michael Reisinger in Sheffield, and he was good. He came and had a go. He's like an old football hooligan type guy, and a very proud, tough man. I saw a video of him the night before the fight getting punched in the head by a glove by some bloke, and it's just like, bloody hell, it's going to be quite hard to knock him out, but we got the job done, and we move on to the next one.
Brilliant. Johnny, appreciate your time, and see you soon.
All the best.